What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Today we begin the Gauntlet Series for the Bang Olufsen Beoplay H100 headphones. And their very first opponent in this one will be the Noble FoKus Apollo headphones. Now, there's not too many out there that in my rotation that can match these as far as price goes, but this should be I got some in my lineup, and that should be a very interesting head-to-heads to see how exactly these guys hold up and everything. So I got the lineup ready. I hope you guys are ready. If you want to see price specs and app breakdowns for each of these, I'll leave links in the description below to my unboxing videos for both. If you want to, are you interested in picking up one or both of these, I'll leave links in the description on where you can do that as well. So make sure you hit that like button and buckle up, because here we go. Episode number 1. All right, we are back in sound test. We've got the H100s up on deck. Let me go ahead. We already showing you the music already. All right, let's go ahead and get into their app. As you can see, we have them in transparency mode. I do have immersion turned on, but I really wanted to show you guys my EQ setting for them. That's where I'm at as far as their sound goes. Okay, as far as, so what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and slide this all the way over to noise canceling, because that's how I listen to my music. I don't know how you guys listen to yours. I will keep it spatial audio turned on to immersive, because again, that's how I listen to my audio. I like to be completely in. All right, so what we're going to do now, we're going to go ahead and I think these guys are already set to their, okay, yep, they're set to they're where I can get the better sound out of them. Great. All right, so what we're going to do, let's go ahead and get this queued up. All right, so we're going to go ahead and put these guys on. Let's flip that camera. All right. We got them on. Noise canceling's already been turned on. You see me turn that on in the app. They do not have LDAC yet. Oh, still waiting on that update from Bang Olufsen, so we'll see how long that takes. For that, I will be doing a video. Well, someone's hit the camera, hit the mic there. I will be doing a video once that update comes through, and we'll do a quick sound test to see if that improves anything on these headphones. All right, so here we go for song number 1. All right, nice clarity. Again, good breathe. Let me get my cut in. I didn't even do my picture-in-picture cut in. There we go. All right. Nice background vocalists were nice and spaced out. Spatial, the soundstage sounds really good. Again, nice clarity. And getting all the nuance, her breathing rhythm, her enunciation. Again, just the detail. Again, getting that echoing too with the background vocalist as well. Very clean. I just love it. It sounds so good. All right, let's go ahead. We'll take these off. All right. Now what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and we're going to back this up. But we're going to go ahead and get into the FoKus Apollos. We're going to go ahead and throw these on right now. Okay, so let's go ahead and jump into their app. They're already paired up on the phone, so we don't have to worry about that. Actually, just to show you that I'm not kidding, let me go ahead and switch back over to my other camera. Okay, as you can see, FoKus Apollos right here at the top. We'll go into the detail, and we're going to turn, LDAC is turned on theirs. All right, so just so you know. All right, so let's go ahead and get into their app quick, so I can show you those settings. Right now we are in ambient mode, so let's get into the EQ. There it is. All right. So now we have that setting shown. Let's go ahead and pop these guys into noise canceling. Noise canceling has been activated. All right, let's go back to our first song. Let's go ahead and make sure to do a quick test. All right, we're good. Let's check our volume level. All right, I'll put it back to my preferred listening level to see how they sound from here, and then we'll go forward. All right, so here we go. Let's go ahead and flip our camera back. So you're back on me. Let's get our cutaway right away this time. All right, here we go. Song number 1, Apollos. Let's do it. Okay. Again, volume. I could turn this. We're going to turn this up one more notch. Okay. Well, I'm good right there. Again, another one with a nice wide soundstage with the background vocalist sounding very, very clear. And then you got the lead vocalist. Again, all the nuance of her voice, her breathing, you're getting all of that. Very clear. Again, the breathing. You get the echoing, the spacing between the background vocalist and the lead vocalist. Soundstage is like out to here. Sounds so good. All right, man, this sounds so clear. The clarity of the vocalist on both of these headphones so far is definitely top notch. All right, let's go ahead and flip over to song number 2. All right, we're back in song number 2, the bass song. We got the H100s on. Let me flip that camera. All right, let's get our cutaway in. Okay, let's do it. Ooh, I like that bass. Oh, and the fadeaway, oh, so clean. Very smooth sounding. All right, now the vocalists come in. They're nice and clear. Again, with T-Pain, the auto-tune is smoothed out, so it's not tinny, hot, and piercing. Man, it sounds so clean. It's just smooth. That fadeaway. Smooth. Again, nice wide soundstage, too. So normally you get a wide soundstage, the bass doesn't hit like this, but they're doing a really good job. Now we got E40 coming in. Very nice. Okay. Woo. Man, that sounds really clean. I love that the bass hit and just the reverb, the fadeaway. Again, ripples in the pond. You like to see it just fade away nicely. Gave me some of that. I wish it was a little faded away a little bit more, but I just love the way it did it. All right, so let's go ahead. We're gonna flip the script here. We'll go ahead and grab the Apollos. We're gonna back this up. All right, here we go. I'm hitting this mic. Guess I gotta move it in like this a little bit. All right, so here we go. Song number 2, FoKus Apollos. Let's do this. Okay. Again, bass hits, not as powerful as I like. And the reverb it fades away nicely. Again, not as strong. But the mids and highs, crystal. Wide sound stage. All right, I didn't even turn these up in this one. We're going to turn these ones up, see how they do. Okay. Now, this is where I want them to be at 65%. This is where they should be. Man, that's nice. All right. Again, very clear. I didn't turn up the H100s, and I should have. We're going to come back to them real quick and do a turn up. All right. Again, vocals, crystal clear, fantastic on these. The mids and highs is wonderful. but it's just that bass at lower volume levels. It's just not hitting. When I say lower, like 65 and below, because I listen to mine at that level. As you all know, I've been saying it time and time again. But anything below that, the bass is there, but it's not as powerful. You move it up, man, it's a totally different animal. All right, real quick, let's go ahead and jump back over to the H100s. All right. Now we got to turn back on. Now we're going to turn these up. All right. Woo. Okay. Okay. All right. I just want to hear that bass on the turn up. Because, man, that's crazy. All right. Just ridiculous. All right. Let's go ahead and get over to our third song. Man, that was something. All right. We are back in. What we're going to do is we're going to mix this up a little bit. We got Mozart in here in the house. We're going to start that. That's going to be our final song for this series. And I just want to see how these headphones handle a song like this with a lot of string instruments, a lot of mids and highs. This is going to be a lot of fun. We got the H100s in. Let's get our camera flipped over. All right, we got the H100s on. I said in first time. On. Let's go and get our cutaway in. All right, here we go. Final song. Let's do it. Ooh, again, real sharp, crisp violins. And the cello, again, just gives you that nice little bit of low end, a little bass. When, again, nice wide sound stage. Very, like it, very nice. And now we get to that lull, and that with the cello just gives you that body. It sounds so good. We're gonna move this over till they get to a break. But man, it sounds so clean. Again, with the sharpness of the violins. Oh, this sounds so good. All right, man. And then the cello giving you that bass in the backdrop. Oh, just sound, yeah. I'm not a classical music listener, but I ain't gonna mention the ones that got me into this, but the headphones that did it, I ain't gonna mention them yet, but you will see them here on the in the Gauntlet series. But they got me in now. Listening with those. Now I'm listening to the details and picking them out. And these guys there's a lot of detail these guys picked up, and I'm very, very happy to hear that. All right, let's go ahead and we're gonna flip the script again. We're gonna put the Apollos on. All right, we're gonna back it up. Oh, no, pause that. All right, here we go. Let's go ahead and do our test real quick. All right, we are in. All right, here we go. FoKus Apollo's final song, Mozart. Let's go. Okay. Again, soundstage. Sounds like it's way out here. Man, you got good spacing. Crisp violins. Again, the cello giving that good bass, low end. Yes. It's just, you sound like you're, sounds so nice. Again, the cello is my favorite instrument in this song. Just love how it comes in when it does, it makes a presence. Very nice. And violin so crisp. And the detail. Oh man, this is gonna be tough. It is very, very, very crisp. And again, the soundstage was fantastic. Well done. All right, let's go ahead and get this cleaned up. We'll come back. We'll talk about these two, and we're gonna pick our winner. Stay strapped in. All right, this has been a very interesting episode number one for the Gauntlet Series for the Bang Olufsen Beoplay H100 headphones and their first opponent, the Noble FoKus Apollos. Gary called them something else. As Gary called them a pair of earbuds, but the FoKus Apollo headphones, and it was just really, really good. Let's go ahead and break down each song. First, the opening song, both of them did a fantastic job with the clarity of the vocalists, the nuance when it came to their when it came to the her breathing rhythms, the enunciation of words, everything like that. They did a really, really good job on it. Let me flip this camera real quick so you guys can see me. All right. Again, they did a wonderful job on that. The sound stages, fantastic. Nice and wide. I think if I had to pick and choose between them, I think the FoKus Apollos had the wider sound stage, in my opinion, between the two. But not by much. But I just think that they had a wider one when you're listening to them side by side. Both of them have really great clarity when it came to the vocalists, their actual voices and everything. They both gave them. They both had great separation. They did a really good job on them. As far as the second song, our bass song, both of them had a good punch. But I think the Beoplay H100s it was just a little bit more oomph to it. Yes, I did have immersive turned on, but I really don't think that made too much of a difference. I think that bass would have still been just as powerful. May not has been turned up, but I think definitely would have been a more powerful bass response on them. The fadeaway, it was really smooth. I wish it would have lasted a little longer than it did. But just going in, again, always said ripples in a pond. That's how you want it. It's like that bass drop, that bass hit is the rock hitting the water, and then that reverb is the ripples rolling out. That's my best analogy for it. And I think that best represents what I'm talking about when I talk about how your bass fades away. As far as the Apollos go, they did have a nice little punch, but again, we're dealing with a hybrid headphone here, planar magnetic driver, and a dynamic driver. So you get the best of both worlds, and you get the worst of both worlds, in my opinion. And that bass song showed the worst of it because the bass didn't give it to you. You didn't get that punch and everything. When I turned it up and it got up to the higher the higher volume numbers, 80, 85%, 90%, then the bass came alive in these. So if you listen to your headphones at that high of a volume level, then yeah, these guys will definitely show up and show out for you. But me, I like to be in that 65%, that 65 number right there, and get my bass and everything like that. So I like the way they both. I just wish these guys were at the 65% level that they are at the 85% level. Then we're having a totally different conversation. But man, they both did a really good job. Again, mids and highs, vocalists clear, soundstage nice and wide on both of them. Again, the Apollos had a wider soundstage, but man, they sound really good. And then moving into my Mozart, the violins were so crisp on both of them. Again, the cello giving you that nice little bass end on the back end of it. They both did a really good job on that one. Again, the H100s, the bass was a little bit more pronounced. Again, it just sounds so good. They both did a really good job there, but you could definitely tell the difference. Yes, again, I did have immersion turned on the H100s, but again, I don't think that would have changed the way the song sound in my ear. To me, I just think it gave you that more of a spatial audio type feel, like a surround sound type feel. Again, the cello on the Apollos was definitely there. Definitely gave you that background. That gap background body was just not as prominent as it was on the H100s. But the violins sharp. I mean, again with the wide soundstage too, and they just sound so sharp on there. I really enjoy listening to it, despite the fact that the bass not being as strong as it is on the H100. So, with that all being said, if I had to walk out the door, if I was walking out the door and I only had to choose one of these two to go with, I would have to go with the H100s on this one. I think these guys would definitely be my winner here in this one-on-one. They just sound really good. Yes, I did have to turn them up a little bit because at my 65% volume level, they're low. They are low. But if I go up to like 70, maybe even 75, somewhere in there, that's where they are as far as the sweet spot for me. That's where these guys sit, and they sound so good there. Don't sleep on the FoKus Apollos. I love these headphones, especially if I'm listening to, like, again, Mozart. They really shine on that. I think these guys are built for that type of music. You can get away with some R&B on these ones as well. You can watch some shows, movies. You definitely want to be cognizant of anything with like real heavy bass. You really don't want these ones. If you're a bass head and you're looking for something like that, these are not the ones for you. You might want to lean this way towards the H100s. I got other ones as well. I don't want to mention them right now. I keep looking at my monitors up here. Sorry. I don't want to mention them right now because some of them may even show up here on this series. So you might want to stay tuned. But anyway, a great pair of headphones. The FoKus Apollos definitely stays in my rotation, and you can't go wrong. But my winner today is the H100s. If you like what you see, go and hit the like button. If you want to join me as I continue to do these videos, like I said, I got three, maybe four more to do. I haven't decided if I'm going to throw that last one in or not. I definitely have 3 other ones lined up for this series. You might definitely want to subscribe and hit the notification bell to stay tuned to see if that 5th one jumps into this one and becomes the final boss. So again, I thank you guys for coming out. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, notification bell, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.